Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anurag and I'm part of HBS Project Finance and University. So before going to the analytics part, what is the problem statement which I'm trying to underline? I would like to share a key financial highlight about the HBS revenue. So in terms of 2014, so in terms of revenue, we stand at 2.65 billion, flat versus the prior year. And in terms of orders, we stand at 2.82 billion, 2% as against the prior year. So out of my revenue portfolio, projects being an important thing, it contributed around 20% of my revenue portfolio. So 2014, the project business contributed around 680 million, close to 20%. So the major intent of doing this analysis is to find out, in terms of project business, what are the key indicators, and in terms of project business, as cost being such important indicators, we are trying to assess how much is the estimation at cost, impact on the P&L, and what are the major root cause drivers which are impacting by the P&L impact. So in the initial level of analysis, we have tried to assess that the current 3-year trend shows that ENA being the major driver for 2013 and ENA industrial being the major player in the vertical segment. For 2014 and 2015, America has emerged as the major driver in terms of SB, and in terms of vertical segment, healthcare being an important player. The second level of analysis which we have tried to find out, in terms of the line of business, solution being an important player which is contributing. Solution is an important player which is contributing in terms of unfavorability across all the SB. So this is the common trend which we are trying to highlight in terms of our first level of analysis. Now we have gone down to the second level. If solution business is contributing, then which are the major players in solution business which is contributing in terms of unfavorability? So the 3-year LOB trend shows that in solution business we have a major player like airport, building system, engineering, and maintenance. Out of these top 5, building system has emerged as a major unfavorable key driver, which is impacting the P&L for the 3 years. So we have tried to assess the next situation. In terms of building system, if we are focusing on building system consists of HVAC, IBMS, security systems. So these are the major players in building system which is impacting the P&L unfavorability for the 3-year trend. So as we see the trend in terms of SB across all the SB in our Asia Pacific and America, building system is the major driver which is eating my P&L for the last 3 years trend. We have done the second level of analysis in terms of which vertical segment is impacting the building system. So the analysis shows that in terms of vertical segment, for example in ENA, we have the vertical segment for industrial which is impacting by the P&L as a major contributor. So in ENA developed market and central, the vertical segment which has emerged as the biggest player is the industrial. Moving on to the next SB for APAC, we see government as a major vertical segment which is impacting by unfavorability of the P&L. Moving on to the next, America is the third segment. We see a common trend here in terms of healthcare of the hospital, which is impacting by unfavorability of the P&L as a common trend here. So we move down to the next level of analysis. If these vertical segments are impacting the P&L, then which are the key projects which are impacting the unfavorability of the P&L? So we have done a research on the first level of analysis with all the project managers, with all the field people. So we have tried to find out which are the top 4 projects in terms of the vertical segment which is impacting the unfavorability of the P&L. So first I would like to start with ENA as a key driver in 2013. If I'd like to highlight on the electrical project, so this was the industrial project. So there were 2 power stations. One was in Netherlands and another was in Belgium. So the problem started when we entered into the bidding stage with the client. So the formats and the technical complexity was a major issue. We didn't understand the due diligence was not properly done. So that was a major issue. The second important factor which has come out as a subcontractor. We entered into a dispute with the subcontractor and it impacted the financial status. And we hired again a new subcontractor. So it impacted the scope of pricing. So these were the 2 major drivers or what has went wrong with the projects, which we have tried to find out. Moving on to the APAC, as we see most of the projects are into the hospital and the international. So these are the government monetary projects and which is controlled by the government monetary regulation. So there was a delay in terms of the government project by which the project has not moved from one phase to other phase. So this was a major driver in terms of unfavorability for the APAC region. In terms of America, as I have already highlighted, hospital being the major player. In terms of Canada as a new Oakville hospital. So we have tried to find out which hospital and what was the major driver. So the driver has come as a major driver which has come as the technical integration, faulty equipment, and again the subcontractor issue. The subcontractor went bankrupt in this situation. So that was the second problem which we have highlighted in terms of the major project driver. So I would like to pause for a moment and I would like to reconnect my story. I would like to throw some highlight what we are going to achieve by this analysis. So our major focus was to assess the unfavorability of P&L impact. In the first level of analysis, we have tried to highlight which SBE are driving it. In the second level, we have highlighted which LOB line of business is highlighting. Then we have gone which vertical segment is highlighting. Not only this, we have also went ahead which projects, what has gone wrong with these projects which is driving the unfavorability. So the story won't be completed if I add which are the major key root cause driver which is just connecting the story. So we have tried to find out the top 15 root cause drivers which is impacting the P&L of all the projects. So we have got estimation variance, subcontractor, scope. And we went ahead with the field people and we have tried to find out how these root cause drivers are affecting the picture. So the analysis or the research we have come to find out the top 3 projects, estimation variance, subcontractor and scope. These top 3 are root cause drivers constitute 50% of the unfavorability impact. And if we can arrest these top 3 drivers in terms of unfavorability, then in ENA only, then for one region, for effect we have taken as an example, we can contribute $5 million of USD in terms of savings. We have done the second level of analysis in terms of cost benefit analysis. So we have done the cost benefit analysis taking 5, 10 and 20% as an example. If we can improve at 5% as an example for the top 4 root cause drivers, if we can improve on 10 and 20% as an example. So again, as I've highlighted, if we take 20% as an example, then the top 4 root cause drivers we can reduce the unfavorability by around $5 million USD in one SB itself. Now the next question itself arises, can we do it or there are any chances of doing this? So we have come to the suggestion that these are the controllable causes which are in our control and we can improve on that. Starting on the first one, estimation variance of the labor. We can control on this, for example, revisit the design or there are some places where the workers are at distant places from the factory. So the workers have to travel to the factory location. So it's a geographical, which is costing the impact. So we can work on that. Moving on to the next one, the mandatory variance of the labor. So this is the clause which we have found in ENA. For example, the Heathrow project and the Electrobel project. We went into the bidding of those projects without understanding how much is the technicality of those projects and whether we can improve or whether we can improvise those clauses when we go on or addition of the project. Third, the scope of understanding. In the terms of scope of understanding, there are certain mandatory clauses which are there. So we have, for example, in ABAC as an example, there are some government hospital projects which we are doing it. So these are mandatory clauses which we are going into, further looking into the future insight, how much it is going to impact my P&L. The fourth one is the subcontracted cost. So this is the common trend which we have seen in all the 3 LOB across the 3-year trend. So we are not looking at the subcontractor financial statement. How much is the subcontracted P&L and the balance sheet footprint? How much is the subcontracted goodwill in the market? So these are the 2 factors which we have overseen as the analysis which shows that. So these are the 4 factors which we work with this. Last but not the least, I would like to conclude my analysis by showing that if we can work on the due diligence of the contract, if we can work on the technicality and the legal process of the contract, so these are the 3 major things by which if we can work on, we can improvise both in the gross margin part, and not only this, we can improve on the better control and the better mechanism in terms of project business. Apart from this, what further we can do is that in terms of the estimation and completion, in terms of the negative EAC, if we can have a trend, these root cause drivers are affecting my EAC process and which projects are driving it. So we can set a contingency for those projects by which we can mitigate the risk and it can lead to the better gross margin. So I'd like to conclude this.